What's up, good people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel. And while you're at it, smash that like button for me. I really would appreciate it. Also, hit that post notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. Be careful down in the comment section of the videos. A lot of spam, a lot of scammers. I will never ask you to contact me by WhatsApp or Telegram. I also do not invest money for my subscribers. So please be careful. Don't get yourself scammed. Guys, do me a big favor. If you want to follow me when I'm not on YouTube, get down to the description box. Click on that Richard Fain Millionaire Mentor Instagram link and give me a follow on Instagram. I'm trying to get the Instagram page back up to where we had the old Instagram page that was shut down in December of last year. Trying to get the new page, Richard Fain Millionaire Mentor Instagram page up and running. So do me a big favor. If you want to follow me on Instagram, get down to the description box, click on that Instagram link, Richard Fain Millionaire Mentor, give me a follow, and then send me a DM to let me know you're rocking with me so I can say thank you. Guys, get yourself over to the website, www.richardfain.net. Second link down in the description box. Click on that website link. Get yourself over to the website and check it out. Guys, over 200,000 of you guys have already been over there and, took a look at the website. A lot of you guys, hundreds of you guys have purchased digital products off of the website to help you collapse timeframes and get to your pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. So if you're looking for information, guys, without you having to go out on the internet and look for it yourself and really take time to, and may never find it, depending upon how good you are with Google, you may never find it. Go to the website. I've already put together 10 financial digital products that cover everything. Credit repair, all the way how to invest in real estate with little or no money down, mindset, money management, how to invest in the stock market. All of that stuff is there. Saves you the time where you have to go out and try to hunt down this stuff on the internet by yourself. I've already put it in one place for you. That's the website. Go check it out. Check those digital products out. And then let me know what you think, all right? Send me an email through the website. Let me know what you think. Also, guys, the private mentorship club, that's through the website as well. Matter of fact, tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time, we're gonna have another private mentorship club live stream, Q&A, where all the members who wanna participate can get on that live stream and ask me questions. They type them in, I will read the question and then give them an answer based on my experience. Again, not trying to be an expert, just I got 30 years of doing this. So I got a level of expertise, guys. Built a lot of wealth in real estate, built a lot of wealth in the stock market, side hustles, building businesses, 25 years as a commercial bank. Got the experience, guys. So I can lend that experience to my private mentorship club participants, because that's the only place on the internet, guys, that I do mentoring is through the private mentorship club. So if you want to be mentored by me and have me on, autopilot where you can email me, send me questions anytime, 365 days a year, join the private mentorship club. That's the only place I do mentoring. So check out the website, www.richardfain.net, second link down in the description box, and then check out them digital products, and then sign yourself up for the private mentorship club so you can come over here to this financial community that we're growing and building to help people get to their pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Well, guys, we got a lot to cover on the stock market, specifically Nvidia. We got a lot to talk back on Nvidia, but here's the thing. If you're a person out there that is looking to buy paper assets and you don't really know what you're doing, right? You're trying to figure out a way to get involved. Get down to the description box and click on that first link, which is the Mumu link. That's my self-directed brokerage app that I use to build wealth, to buy paper assets. If you are looking for a way to increase your net worth, you're trying to figure out a way to create passive income at some point in the future, you're gonna need a good, solid brokerage app to do it. One that you actually know how to use, not just one that someone said something to you about it, you opened it, but you don't know how to use it. You need one you know how to use. You need one that's friendly. You need one that'll offer fractional share trading. You need one that offers automatic investing. You need one that offers automatic reinvestment of dividends. And the Mumu brokerage app provides that, plus a lot more that I can't even mention right now. So get down in the description box, click on that Mumu link. The good folks at Mumu, they're gonna give you some free stocks when you open your new Mumu brokerage account. Now, if you put $100 in there, they're gonna give you 5 free stocks. You put $1,000 in your new brokerage account, they're gonna give you 15 free stocks. Why would you do that? Well, here's the thing. You're watching me on YouTube, you follow me. I would imagine if you're watching me and you follow me, you respect my opinion on certain matters. I would assume if you're brand new and you don't really know anything about brokerage apps, you're looking for somebody who you can connect with on YouTube or social media or wherever to give you a recommendation. And that's what this is. It's a recommendation. Go check out the Mumu app. And all I can tell you is, guys, here's what I would tell you. Anybody that you see in these comments on here, why they here? Because of me. So don't listen to them they got to say. Trust me. If they had something to help people with, they would start their own YouTube channel and they would help people. They wouldn't be in my YouTube videos. They wouldn't be in my live streams. So that should tell you something about people in the comments who make stupid comments. They wouldn't be here if they felt like they could help people in their own situation, but they're here to try to distract you so you can't get the help you need. Don't let these folks distract y'all, guys, please. Focus on why you're here, to help build your wealth. Anything else, just tune it out. Matter of fact, if I were you, just turn off the comments. That's all you got to do is turn them off. Just turn them off. The reason I don't turn them off is because I know how YouTube works. I'm looking for engagement. I'm looking for YouTube's algorithm to throw this live stream out to more people. So I leave them on for that reason. But for you as an individual watching, turn it off. You don't have to have them on, right? Just turn it off. Now, back to what I was saying. Get down to that description box, click on that Mumu link, go sign up for Mumu, go get that free stock, go get that free money. And then when you sign up, what you're gonna do, here's where you wanna follow this precisely. You want to email me through my website, www.richardfain.net. Second link down the description box is the website address. You want to email me and say, Richard, I opened my Mumu account and I need you to send me the tutorial videos to teach me how to use the Mumu brokerage app. And that's what I'm gonna do. The good people at Mumu have put together 2 tutorial videos that are very easy to follow and will show you the basic steps you need in order to use the brokerage app. Because that's what you're gonna need to learn how to do, guys, in order to buy these paper assets to build wealth, right? If you wanna get to your pot of gold at the end of the rainbow and you want to utilize paper assets, this is what you're gonna need. You're gonna need those tutorial videos. So send me the email through my website, www.richardfain.net. Let me know you've opened the Mumu account, you funded it, and then I'm gonna go ahead and send you those tutorial videos. And I'm also gonna throw a little extra in there. I'm gonna throw in my wealth transfer blueprint 1.0, 2.0, so you know exactly what I'm buying. The guy that you follow on YouTube and you've been following and you've chosen to follow, right? Go ahead and send me that email and I'm gonna send you good folks that information, no charge, for free, because I want you to get yourself in a position where you can start building wealth to get to your pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Again, that's the mandate. Well, thank you guys. Let's get into our discussion today. So I come back off my 4-mile walk. Y'all know I take my 4-mile walk right every morning just to keep the temple in shape. Got to keep the temple in shape. Got to keep some clarity. Love that sunshine and that fresh air, right? See, I control 100% of my time, so I can do that anytime I want. I control 100% of my time. I control my own financial destiny. I control all of my financial power, so I get to do whatever I want to do. So I go out every morning, I take this walk, and I get the exercise in for the temple, and it gives me an opportunity for about an hour and 15 minutes just to clear my mind, breathe in that fresh air, get that vitamin D that I much need, right? But while I'm doing that, I'm thinking about, well, Richard, what are you going to talk about today? So I also do that when I'm out there. I try to figure out what I'm going to talk about on the YouTube channel. And I said, you know something? I'm going to talk about real estate today. But then I get back to the house and start planning and preparing for, get a little breakfast in me, start looking at my topics for the day on the real estate market, what's going on, and all of a sudden I go look at the stock market, and guess what? My favorite big boy blue chip stock is crashing again. Nvidia is actually crashing again. I'm thinking, what the world is going on here now? I'm going to be talking about real estate today, but I'm going to be thinking about Nvidia while I'm talking about real estate. I can't talk about real estate and be thinking about Nvidia. I got to address this because I know I've been getting questions from you guys, quite a bit of questions. Richard, tell me something. What the heck is going on with Nvidia? And I understand, guys, it's pronounced Nvidia. I like to call it Nvidia. I'm a rebel like that. And I know that triggers some of y'all. Some of y'all get triggered when I say Nvidia instead of Nvidia. But I like to say Nvidia, right? So just a little sidebar. Because I know some of y'all, oh, golly, Richard, it's Nvidia. Here's the spelling. Here's how you should say it. Guys, I know how it's supposed to be pronounced. I say it Nvidia because that's what I like saying, okay? So let's keep moving. So I know I've been getting a lot of emails from you guys saying, hey, man, Richard, why is this thing yo-yoing? What's going on? I mean, I thought I was going to the moon. The rocket ship ain't took off yet. What? You keep talking about this rocket ship. You keep talking about going to the moon. You keep talking about wealth. You keep talking about all of this stuff, but I ain't experienced that yet. All I'm experiencing is a yo-yo. Couple days it go up, then it go down. Couple days it go up, then it go down. What in the world is going on? So I said, you know something? Let me dive into that because number one, I'm not an expert. I'm not a CFP. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't have any letters or numbers after my name or before my name. I'm just a regular guy who believes this stock, based on my research, based on its history, gives me a good opportunity to multiply my money. That's it, guys. That's it. So I'm just like you. I'm saying the same thing. I'm like, okay, I'm on the rocket ship. I'm buckled in. I'm ready. When we take it off? I'm saying the same thing. So I said, well, let me get out here and do some research and figure out what the heck is going on so that I can at least give my little 2 cents in my opinion so people can get a better understanding from experts, since I'm not the expert, from experts, what the heck is going on with this stock? Why is it continuing to yo-yo? Why won't it just go to the moon? Now, 2 months ago, it was going to the moon. Now, had you been in this thing in April, I mean, if you'd have been in this thing in April and caught it at $767 a share and rode it all the way up to the 10-to-1 split to $1,200 a share, that's what I'm looking for. I'm waiting on that. When that coming back? When is that going to arrive? I'm on the rocket ship for that. Not the yo-yo. 126 one day. All of a sudden this morning, I'm looking at this thing down to $118 a share. I'm like, my goodness gracious, it closed on Friday at 123. I blinked my eyes and opened them back up. This thing down to 118. What is going on here? So I said, you know something, scratch the real estate thing. We ain't gonna talk about that today. We'll do the real estate thing tomorrow. We gotta address this. Because I know people are asking this because they email me. They email me. They DM me. Richard, and I have to make sure I get them to understand, guys, I'm in the boat just like you. I believe in this company. I know historically what this company has done. I know nothing has materially changed with this company since May 22nd, when they came out with their Q1 earnings and killed it. Nothing's changed. Why is this thing yo-yoing and not going to the moon? I'm trying to get rich here. I'm trying to get rich. I'm in this thing to get rich. Why isn't it not multiplying my money the way I think it should? So let's talk about that. Let's take a look at an article that I thought helped calm me down, right? Because I'm a human being. I'm just like y'all. I've been doing this for 30 years and I know exactly what the stock market does, but I still struggle, right? I still struggle with emotions, just like you do. I still struggle with emotions, right? Because we're human beings. We're going to always struggle with emotions. The key, though, is we got to know how to turn it off. We got to turn off the emotional part of our brain and turn on the logical part of our brain when we're talking about these stocks, when we're talking about these assets. You really have to be able to turn off the emotional part of your brain, at least when it's talking about this, and then turn on the logical. Once I turned on the logical and I went out to the internet and started researching and looking for evidence of why this stock is doing what this stock is doing, this is what I come up with. This is what I come up with. Here's the headline. Here's the headline. Why Nvidia stock price has dropped. Because see, when you go back 2 months, all the euphoria, the earnings, it's going to the moon. No yo-yo. Wasn't no yo-yo. Right? There wasn't no yo-yo. I bought in at $95 a share or pre-split $950 a share, and it ran up to $1,200 a share. Wasn't no yo-yo. It wasn't. This thing just kept running. So I'm thinking to myself, what changed? What changed from May 22nd to June 10th? What changed? Did something happen to the company? Did the CEO quit? Did a competitor take them out? I mean, is there a better chip maker out there? What happened from last week to now, you know? Because when it split on June 10th, the thing kind of, it went down to like 117, and then it shot up to 140. And then since then, it's been yo-yoing, right? Just stalled out. So here's the article that I ran across. When artificial intelligence chip maker Nvidia became the world's most valuable company last week, surpassing household names like Apple and Microsoft, the moment appeared to be a declaration of victory for the AI boom on Wall Street. A declaration of victory. Finally, Wall Street has accepted this AI revolution. They no longer can ignore it. At least that's what we thought. That's what we thought. Over the next 3 trailing days, however, Nvidia shares plummeted 13%. The company lost more than $500 billion in value and plopped down to 3rd place among the largest firms. They celebrated it for like a day, for like 1 day. And then all of a sudden, the yo-yo. Here come the yo-yo, right? Rather than a rebuke of AI or Nvidia, the extraordinary losses amounted to a routine sell-off on a massive scale as traders sought to cash in on some of the gains made by the chip maker during its meteoric rise, market analysts told ABC News. Does that make sense? See, remember now, we've taken off, we've turned off the emotional part of our brain when we're talking about this company and AI in general. We've turned off the emotional side of our brain and turned on the logical side. So now we got the logical side of our brain working. That makes sense. If I got the emotional side of my brain, that may not make sense to me. But when I got the logical part of my brain listening and working, that makes sense. Okay, let me make sure I understand this. See, Richard, you've been in Nvidia only since, like January. But some of these people have been in Nvidia since like May of 2022, when it was $190 a share. See, these people have been in here for 2 years and they've went through all the wars. They went through the financial hiccups. And now they come out on the other side of this thing. They're in at 190, now it's trading at $1,200 a share. Okay, some people want to take their money. You just getting in this thing, Richard. These people been in this thing. See, that's where the logical part of your brain got to be on, though. Because, see, the emotional part won't comprehend that. But if you're logically thinking, that makes sense. You're saying to yourself, yeah, that makes sense. I guess if I've been in this thing since 2022, when this stock price was down to almost $100 a share, and I stayed in it and I doubled down and I bought more, and then all of a sudden now it takes this meteoric run and it's at $1,200 a share and I'm ready to take my profits. I'm not worrying about Richard Fain. I'm going to take my money. Richard Fain just going to stay in this thing like I did. Yeah, he going to have to go through some financial hiccups like I did if he want his reward. You don't just jump in this thing and get your reward in 2 weeks. But see, with the emotional side of your brain, that's what you think. See, the emotional side of my brain tells me, man, I done been in this thing 2 weeks. I need to get paid. I need to get the bag. I got to get this bag. Come on, go to the moon now. I've been in here for 2 weeks. You told me it was going to the moon. When does it go to the moon? I've been in here 2 weeks. That's the emotional side of the brain working, right? Logical side of the brain says, you know something, Richard? You know you got to stay in this thing for a couple years before you really get this real bag. You know this thing ain't going to the moon in 2 weeks after a 10-to-1 split. Yeah, had a nice little run up, but you know better than that. Come on now. You know you're going to have to stay in this thing and continue to watch this stock climb and progress, but there will be valleys. Everything is not going to be a peak. There are going to be some valleys, but that's the logical part of my brain working. The emotional part says, no, I don't want to go through any of that. I just want to get rich. And I heard this guy on YouTube say he invested in it. So I gave it a shot because I thought he was an expert. I thought he knew what he was talking about. I thought I was going to get rich in 2 weeks. That's the emotional side of our brain working, right? So here we go. Rather than a rebuke on AI or Nvidia, extraordinary losses amounted to a routine sell-off on a massive scale as traders sought to cash in on some of the gains made by the chip maker during the meteoric rise, right? Analysts differ on whether the recent slide offers a worthwhile opportunity for investors to buy the stock at a favorable price. So you got to ask yourself, okay, if I've got the logical thinking cap on, I still believe this company is a winner. Nothing has changed fundamentally with the company. Do I sell all of this stuff? That's the logic. That's the emotional part, right? The logical part of my brain says, see, the emotional part of my brain says, hey man, you're in this thing at 95 a share, then you came in at 120 a share, so you blended about 115, 110, you've made some money, get out of this thing. Maybe it goes back down to $95, $100, you jump back in. See, that's the emotional side of my brain working. Now, some of y'all might say, no, that's a pretty good strategy. Not for me, it's not. Because I'm not in this stock to make a couple bucks. I'm in this stock to change something in my financial life forever. Forever. I'm not in here to make 50 grand. Now, some of y'all might be in to make 50 grand. That's okay, because all of us have our reasons for being in this thing. All of us got different reasons. My reasons are not to make 50 grand. My reasons are to make like 10 times that, or 20 times that, or 30 times that. That's why I'm in this stock. So I have to be careful allowing the emotional side of my brain to take over. It's a struggle. It's a constant battle, right? It's a constant battle. So the question for me, I'm asking myself is okay, Richard, what's the strategy? As you see this thing start to fall, you start to ask yourself, what's the strategy here? What is the strategy? Should I be buying the dip or should I be cashing out of this thing? Each one of us have to go through that exercise is what I'm saying, guys. I can't tell you what to do just like you can't tell me what to do. You have to figure out why you got in this stock to begin with. And what are you really trying to accomplish? That will tell you what you should do. Personally, for me, it's to stay in this thing for the long haul until I get accomplished what I set out to accomplish. The only caveat would be if something materially changes with the company, which it hasn't, right? People taking profits is normal. That's normal. If you want to take your profits, take them. This is what I told y'all 2 weeks ago. I told you this last week. When you have profit right there in your hand, when you got a bird in the hand, when you got profit in the hand, bird in the hand, better than two in the bush. See, when you got profit on the table, guys, and you struggling with this, take your profits. Don't worry about the two birds in the bush. You ain't got them yet. Don't worry about getting rich down the road when this thing take off, because that ain't promised to us. What's promised to you right now is if you got profits, you got a bird in the hand, what's promised to you is that. Take the bird in the hand if you're not built for this. See, I have to have that exercise with myself constantly because I'm an emotional human being. And if we're not careful, our emotions will rule our whole life with no logic. It's everything emotional that happens. Oh, golly, he looked at me wrong. He don't like me, he looked at me wrong. Oh, God, he yells in his videos. I can't take the yelling. It's too much. I can't take this yelling. See, we live our life that way. We live our life based on emotions, right? Instead of saying to ourselves, okay, at some point, I do need to put the emotion away and go logical. I know my emotions are there and I need them. That's who I am. We're emotional creatures. But at some point, I got to put them on pause. I got to pause and then turn on this logical thing, especially when you're building wealth, right? So I struggle with that as well. But that's my caveat to you. Bird in the hand, better than two in the bush. So while you're in a position, and most of you are, to take profits, maybe you should take them. If you're struggling with this, if you're not built for this, maybe you should take your profits, right? Maybe. It's normal to see stocks take a breather or take a breath. It's normal. It's normal. It's normal to see stocks take a breath, right? This is coming from the expert, chief strategist at Interactive Broker, chief strategist. I assume that means a smart person. Chief in the front of something means a lot. When chief and then your name, chief and then your name, that means something. So I'm assuming this guy, he's on ABC News. I'm assuming he's an expert. What's abnormal is that Nvidia went so far and so long without taking a breath. See, that's what people are grappling with. From 2022, basically May of 2022 to about May, matter of fact, about June 15th of 2024, it didn't stop. And if it did have a little bump, rolled right through it and just kept going higher and higher. That's what people are having a problem with. Because see, that's the Nvidia people want to see and be in and invested in. They don't want to figure out this whole yo-yo thing that's going on right now, especially if you're brand new to the company like I am, and like many of you are. We're brand new to this company, even though this company has been around since 1993. We're brand new to it. But you got investors, guys, that have been in this thing way longer than us. And at some point, these people got to take their profits. See, they paid their dues. They went through the ups and downs. At some point, they got to take money out of the company. They got to take the money out of the stock. And that's what we see happening, right? The difficult part is, you know, we want that too. But we're going to have to wait. We're going to have to wait. You don't have to. I'm going to wait, but you don't have to. If you got money in your hand, take it. If you got a bird in the hand, take it. If you're not built for this, take the bird in your hand. Don't worry about the two in the bush, because the two in the bush you may not catch them. But that bird in the hand, that cash you already made in this company, take it. If you're not built for the long term, if you're not built for the yo-yo stuff, take your profits. You got to be built for this yo-yo stuff, right? You have to be. It's difficult to overstate the success that Nvidia enjoyed prior to its recent decline. The California-based company, which sells the majority of computer chips behind new AI products like ChatGPT, saw its stock soar nearly 700% in 2 years. That's what people are struggling with. Because see, that's the bar. That's the bar most of us have set in our mind. The bar we've set is, my God, this stock has went up 700 or 800%. It's 7 or 8x'd itself in 2 years. I'm going to get rich. It's going to 7, 8, 9, 10x itself in 2 weeks, and I'm going to get rich. See, we forgot about the 2 years part. 2 weeks. We want 2 weeks. I just put my money in yesterday. I want the 8x by next week. And if it ain't there, I'm figuring out this was a scam. This ain't real. This can't be true. I didn't get my 8x yet, and I've been in here for 2 weeks. Just saying, man. Just saying. That's what, and some of us may not want to admit that, but come on, let's be honest. The bulk of us have gotten in this thing thinking it's a quick lick. We look at that meteoric rise over the last 2 years. It'll never stop. It's just going to keep going. It'll never stop. It'll never stop. Let's get this quick lick. I'm in this thing 3 or 4 months. Make me a bunch of money and I'm out. And ain't nothing wrong with that strategy, guys. I have no problem with that strategy. Everybody got their own strategy. I have no problem with that strategy. Trust me. No problem at all with that strategy. It's not my strategy. But that strategy for you, if it makes sense and it's the right strategy, hey man, do it. Do it. Nothing wrong with it. Even when accounting for the recent decline, shares of Nvidia have climbed nearly 150% since the outset of 2024. So for the first 6 months of 24, It's still 150% return. The problem is most of us didn't get in this thing until what? Right around May, right? Most of us got in this thing in May, a little bit before the May 22nd when they came out with the Q1 earnings. A lot of us got in after the Q1 earnings. A lot of us got in what? After June 10th. So we ain't even in this thing a month. And all of a sudden we've heard about this meteoric rise where people have gotten rich and billionaires been created and multiple millionaires have been created. We want to get on in on that too, but the price too high. When it go 10-1, I'm in, and I'm gonna go and get mine too. Nothing wrong with that, but it takes time. We got to have our logical thinking cap on and understand that the stock split 10-1. Nothing fundamental has changed with the company though, guys. And that's what you got to hang your hat on. You got to go back to the fundamentals. Has anything changed with this company? And it hasn't. It's still the most ferocious company in the world right now. It still is. We just got to wait. We have to wait our turn. Now, if you don't want to wait your turn, cash it out, take your profits, and move on to something else that you can wait. But if you're going to do this stock market thing, if you're going to buy these paper assets, you're going to wait. You're going to wait at some point, right? Now, can somebody get lucky and hit this thing right at the right time? I'm sure there'll be some people that can do that. I can't do that. I've tried it. Don't work for me. This whole time in the market thing, and I'm going to just wait. I'm going to wait the day before it go to the moon. That strategy don't work for me. It might work for you. It don't work for me. Every time I try that strategy, I always lose because I'm always in it at the wrong time. Day late, dollar short. At least when I try that strategy, it just don't work for me. I'm sorry. That strategy don't work for me. So I have to do a different strategy. So my strategy is not trying to time it. My strategy is, hey, Richard, get your butt in there and just stay there until it goes to the moon. Just be strapped in on the rocket ship for 365 days a year, waiting for it to go. If it don't go that year, be strapped in the next year for 365 days. As long as nothing materially changes with the company, that's my strategy. History tells me at some point we're going to the moon. I just don't know when. As long as nothing doesn't change with this company materially, I'm okay with having to wait. Yes, I'm going to have to keep my emotions in check because I got a lot of money in this stock. A lot. I mean, I got a lot of money in this stock, so I have to keep my emotions in check so that I don't forget to turn on the logical side of my brain. I can't let the emotional side of my brain just rule 24 hours a day. And I don't advise you allow your emotional side of your brain to rule what you do in life 24 hours a day. At some point, you got to have a balance between emotion and logic, right? At some point, you got to have a balance. It can't just be 100% of the time, all I'm doing is living on emotions. You can't do it, guys. Not in this game plan. You might be able to do it in the other parts of your life, but not in this financial game, you can't. Or you ain't gonna never make no money. You can't do it in this financial game. So let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. After a prolonged ascent, stocks often fall victim to a phenomenon called profit taking. Let me read that again. After a prolonged ascent, 2-year rocket ship, a lot of people got rich, a lot of people made a lot of money. Most of us didn't because we weren't in it. Now, some of us were, but the majority of us are brand new in this thing. So we missed that. But we hear about what people are saying about it though. So the emotional side of us thinks, golly, they got it. I want it too. And that's natural. That's natural. After a prolonged ascent, stocks often fall victim to a phenomenon called profit taking, when traders sell off some of their shares to lock in the returns. In this case, analysts said that routine pullback was larger than one might expect because the preceding rise had been unusually steep. See, basically what they're saying here, guys, is when you have a big run like that for as long as you have, it's equally countered with what? A fall. It's equally countered with a fall. Look at what just happened to Nike stock. In one day, 20% decline. One day. So it's not unusual, guys. Now, Nike's a totally different company. They do totally different things. They got their own issues. I'm just trying to give you some indication of how this thing kind of works. But had you been in Nike since 1980, you would probably be a billionaire. If you'd have got in Nike when it IPO'd, I believe it was around 1980, 83 when Nike IPO'd, you'd be a billionaire. But see, hindsight's 2020. I ain't know nothing about no Nike in 1980. Just like I didn't know anything about Nvidia prior to what, 2023? Wasn't on my radar. Didn't know anything about GPUs. Didn't know anything about them. Never heard of them until 2023. But by that time, some of these investors had already been in there. So they're taking profits. So it's not unusual for you to have a 24-month run like Nvidia had, followed by a period of correction. So let's keep moving. Here. It's not normal to have a stock go up this dramatically, right? As a result, when it's due for a little bout of profit taking, that will be abnormal too. So a lot of profit taking, right? Goes up for 2 straight years, and then you get a lot of profit taking. So as it goes up real sharp, real fast, real high for 2 years, so when it comes down, you got to take profits, and profits are equally as devastating. Not really devastating, but equally as trauma to the stock price. And that's kind of what's happening. While citing a trend tied to market behavior rather than business performance, the analysts dismissed the notion of newfound weakness in the AI sector or Nvidia. See, that's what's important to me, guys. That little bit I just gave you. That's what's important to me. That little bit right there. Let me read that again, because I keep telling y'all this. While citing a trend tied to market behavior rather than business performance. That's the key. The analysts dismissed the notion of newfound weakness in the AI sector or Nvidia. The key is market behavior versus business performance. What we're experiencing right now, guys, with Nvidia is market behavior. It's not business performance. That's why Richard Fain is not selling his stocks. I'm not selling my position because, see, I understand that. This is market behavior. People taking profits. They've ran this thing up. They made a lot of money. They're taking profits. This is not business performance. Now, if it was business performance, I get it. Yeah, got to get out of this stock. If it's the company itself, I got to get out. But in this case, that's not what it is. That's not what it is at all. At least that's what the analysts and the experts are saying. In an earnings released last month, the company reported $26 billion in revenue, which marked a staggering increase of 262% over the previous year. Profits jumped more than 600% over that same period. You're talking about these earnings just came out a month ago, guys. How in the world could something from a business performance be a problem with this company, and with a month ago they just posted numbers like this? It's not business performance. It's market, right? It's the market. That's exactly what it is. It's market behavior. It's not business performance. The numbers don't lie. 26 billion in revenue in Q1, 262% year over year. Profits in Q1 jumped 600% year over year. In March, the company announced its latest and most powerful chip, Blackwell. Amazon, Google, Meta, Microsoft, and OpenAI are among who's who of major tech firms set to adopt the new technology, Nvidia said in a statement. I'll read that again. In March, the company announced its latest and most powerful chip, which is the Blackwell. Companies like Amazon, Google, Meta, Microsoft, OpenAI are among the who's who of major tech firms set to adapt the new technology, Nvidia said in a statement. There you go. So nothing wrong from the business standpoint. Nothing wrong from the business performance standpoint. This is market behavior, right? What's causing this yo-yo is not the business, it's the market. And why is the market causing this? Investors are taking profits, right? That's what's happening. Investors are taking profits. Let's keep moving on. Let's keep moving on. It's Nvidia's world. Everyone else is paying, and this is what one of the experts said. This is Nvidia's world. Everyone else is paying. Despite their agreement on the cause of the stock decline, analysts differed in their assessment of whether the current moment offers a chance for investors to jump into the stock. So you're going to always have people have different opinions on when you should get in, when you should sell. You got to make that decision for yourself. You got to go out and look at the what's happening out in the market, and you got to make that decision for yourself, right? Nobody can make it for you. You got to make that decision for yourself, right? Nobody else. Now, you can do like I'm doing. You can get out here and do the research, take a look at the research, and then you got to come up with your own conclusion, though, right? You can do that, and many people do that. That's what I do. I go out and look at the research, and then I make a decision on what's best for me. That's it. There's no guarantees. Nobody that I read an article and I say, yeah, I agree with that, information in this article, and I'm gonna go ahead and buy based on that information. I can't then go back to the article or the author of the article or the expert and say, hey, I read your article and you said 1, 2, 3, 4, and I believed you, and I bought this thing, and now all of a sudden I didn't make no money. No, you can't go blame nobody for that. You made a decision. That author, that analyst didn't make you push that button to buy anything. You read the information, they gave you their opinion, and you made a decision. Live with it. That's how this thing works, guys. We can't just put our money in something and then when we ain't happy with the result, we want to just start looking for people to blame. I mean, come on. That's the emotional thinking cap you got on. Take off this emotional thinking cap, turn off the emotional side of the brain for a little bit, because that's all that is. No one makes you go out and buy a stock. You buy a stock because you make the decision. You press the button, right? You went out and looked at information. You listened to somebody. They made a recommendation. You took it. If it works out, you're the hero. If it don't work out, don't look to blame somebody else, right? Let's take responsibility for our own trades. Nobody on here ain't trying to be an expert. Do your homework, make a decision whether you're going to buy it or not, and live with the consequences, right? That's what we should be doing. So early trading. Okay, let's roll back just 1 second here. I want to make sure we cover this. Despite their agreement on the cause of the stock decline, analysts differed in their assessment of whether the current moment offers a chance for investors to jump into the stock. So one expert encouraged investors to buy into the stock. That's one expert. Since this expert expects the dip to draw renewed interest in the company and send the price higher. That's one way to think about it. Okay, if the stock price gets a little bit cheaper, we know it's a market behavior. We know it's not a business performance because I just walked you through the numbers from a month ago. So we know it's not business. It's a market behavior. So if the stock goes down, people know it's market behavior. That's an opportunity for people to jump in and buy the dip, which does what? More demand for the stock typically increases the stock price. That's what one of the experts is saying, right? One of the experts is saying that this is a stock that everybody wants to own and everybody is going to react to buying any sell-off. Early trading on Tuesday appeared to confirm that view. Now, this was last week. By noon, the stock had risen almost 5%. So you had that Monday, and then that Tuesday, this was last week, you had that Tuesday, it start going back up. Had a good day, 5% recovery, right? Recovering much of what had lost in recent days. This was just a small bump. Now, will that happen today? Will that happen today? Let's take a look. Let's see what it's doing right now. Right now it's at 123.16. So almost recovered fully from opening. Because opening, it was 123.47. Right now it's 123.14. It's about 40 cents down. So almost a full recovery from really the low this morning of 118.83. That might have been an opportunity for somebody to do what? Buy the dip. Maybe. That could have been an opportunity right there to buy the dip, and I'm sure some people took advantage of that. I'm sure some of the folks over in my private mentorship club took advantage of buying the dip this morning at that 118.83, and kudos to them. Kudos to anybody that believes that this is market behavior, not business performance driven. If you don't hear it, nothing else I had to say in this whole thing about this article, that's the one you want to hang your hat on right there. The one you want to hang your hat on and make sure you understand is what's causing this. Is it market behavior or is it business performance? Any stock, any ETF that you get into, guys, those are the two questions you got to answer. That's the question, right? Is it, anytime you see this thing go down, any stock, you got to ask yourself, is it market driven, market behavior, or is it what? Business performance? If you can answer that question, I think it will help you make a decision what you should do with your position in that stock. In my case, when I think about this, in my opinion, it's completely market behavior. So therefore I do what? I stay in my position and I do what? I look for an opportunity to buy the dip. That's it for me. And I do what? I wait on the rocket ship, fully strapped in until this thing goes to the moon at some point in the future, which I believe it will. That would be what I would do in this situation. Because right now we know completely this is not business performance. The company just had one of the best quarters on record a month ago. So we know it's not business related. It's not related to the performance of the business. The only thing that could be driving this right now is market behavior. And I believe that market behavior is in two places. People taking profits, and of course, people shorting the stock. Those are the two things. People taking profits and people shorting the stock. That's it. Those are the two things that's causing this. Is it temporary? Yes, I believe it is. I don't believe it's sustainable, because you can't, when you have a company that's doing what Nvidia is doing from a performance standpoint, you can only short the stock for so long until it all fizzles out, right? You can only take profits so long where at some point, all of those people who were taking profits, they're gone, or either they buy back in. And then all this, the stock price continues rising. You can't dummy down and stop a powerful company that's profitable. You can't. Not long term, you can't. Short term, you can, but not long term. At some point, they break through the glass ceiling. At some point, the market says, you know something? I got to get in on this thing. This thing is getting ready to go. And then at that point, you can't stop it. That's my opinion. Could be all wrong, but I'm just giving you my opinion. I like to get in here and read these articles and dissect them and digest them and figure out what's causing this. And again, I'm no expert here. I'm just giving you my opinion. And it makes perfect sense. When I put the logical thinking cap on, I turn the logical part of my brain on and I say to myself, is this a business performance problem? Or is this just normal market behavior when people are taking profits from a good investment they made? I think it's just people taking profits from a good investment they made. That's what I think it is. I don't think it has nothing to do with the company. I don't think it has nothing to do with the AI. Look at all the companies that are participating in this AI boom, especially your chip makers. All of them are doing well. And guess who their clients are? Some of the largest companies in the world: Meta, Microsoft, Alphabet, Amazon, Tesla, Apple. These are the type of clients Nvidia has and the other chip makers. If you know anything about these companies, they're the most valuable companies in the world. All of them. Every one I mentioned are in the top 15. Let's throw Tesla out. Every one I mentioned, except Tesla, is in the top 7 most valuable companies in the world. Do a combined market cap on them. Do a combined revenue on them, and you'll see what I'm talking about. You can take Microsoft and Apple. No, matter of fact, you can take Apple. No, I think it's Microsoft and Apple. You can take Microsoft and Apple, and you can go to the United Kingdom, the UK. You can take every company in the UK. I'm talking about every company. Add them all together, and their market cap won't even be as large as Apple and Microsoft. You're talking about a $6 trillion market cap between those two. You can take every company in the UK, every one of them, smash them all together, and their market cap won't be as large as those two companies. These are the customers Nvidia has. Just saying, guys, think about that. Business performance, market behavior. What's driving this sell-off? And that should help you make a determination if you want to stay in this stock or not. Just a little bit of FYI. Just a little bit of FYI. Now let's talk about some good news with Nvidia. Here's the headline. Nvidia will produce such a massive cash gusher that it will have to buy back more stock because of all the money it has nowhere else to go. This is today's headline about this company from Fortune magazine. AI chip leader Nvidia will have an embarrassment of riches coming in the coming years. So we got the crash. I explained to you, based on my research, why we are having this yo-yo. I just explained to you from my research, just my opinion though, why we're having the yo-yo. We're having the yo-yo because of what? Market behavior, not business performance. So we just went through all of that to get to that conclusion. So Richard Fain stays put, keep my money in the stock, buy the dip. Now, on the flip side, let's talk about the opportunity, all right? AI chip leader Nvidia will have an embarrassment of riches in the coming years. That's why I stay in the stock, because I want a piece of that. Didn't get it from 2022 to 2024, but I'm gonna get it now. I want a piece of those riches. an embarrassment of riches in the coming years, and shareholders will be rewarded, a tech analyst predicted. See, another expert. Doesn't mean it's going to come true, just another expert, right? Embarrassment of riches in the coming years, and shareholders will be rewarded. I plan on being one of those shareholders that get rewarded. I plan on it. So here's the expert, a managing director and head of technology research at Millionaire Research, told CNBC on Wednesday that Jensen Huang's Nvidia has mastered a full stack approach with its hardware and software, giving it a key advantage in AI. Full stack. Full stack. Software and hardware. That's a full stack, right? What they did is they built a computing language and an ecosystem that allows you to monetize AI. And obviously, they're killing it, he said. I love that. I love the full stack. I love the way they monetize. They've created a whole ecosystem. I love it. I love it. That tells me the future is bright. I love that. That tells me my money has a really incredible opportunity to multiply itself. I love that. I love it. I love it. So here's what the expert is saying. This particular expert has a price target of $160 a share on Nvidia stock, implying a 30% gain from Friday's closing price. How many of us would take a 30% gain on our money? Who would take a 30% gain on their money? I would. No, I don't know about you, but I would. Despite ongoing sell-off, which we just talked about, that began earlier last month, shares have soared 150% so far this year after more than tripling in 2023. 2020 was a big year, man. Hindsight's 2020. If I could have gotten this thing back then, right? If I could have. But I'm in here now. That's the most important thing. Among the Magnificent Seven stocks that he covers, talking about the expert, Nvidia has the most upside ahead, he added. And you got to talk about Microsoft, Apple, Meta, Amazon, Alphabet, Tesla. He believes Nvidia has the most upside of all 7 of the Magnificent 7 stocks. I like that. I like that. Another big advantage Nvidia has over rivals is its annual cadence of innovating new products. That means developers and customers will know where Nvidia is headed and can budget for upgrades accordingly. Given Nvidia's edge in the booming AI space, this researcher says, he projects the company will generate $270 billion in cash over the next 3 years, potentially setting the stage for a huge shareholder returns. Management may not be eager to tout the possibility of stock buybacks as those are often associated with older companies, the expert said. But in his view, it's obvious. No one's talking about it. And when you do the model we do, it's a cash gusher, he said. And there's nothing they can do. The government's not going to let them buy anything big. They can't invest that much in R&D. It's just not possible. So we got to get it as shareholders. Ooh, I can't wait. I cannot wait to get that reward as a shareholder. To be sure, Nvidia has been returning capital to shareholders. In August, it announced a $25 billion repurchase program. And last month, Nvidia boosted its quarterly cash dividend by 150%, from 0.4 cents per share to 0.10, equivalent to 0.10 per share on a post-split basis. Nvidia declined to comment about the possibility of more stock buybacks, right? For this part, the expert was quick to point out that any future buybacks wouldn't imply that Nvidia has stopped growing. See, that's the thing, guys, with these fast growing companies, they normally don't do that because they're taking all that and they're plowing it back into growth, right? They take all those profits and they try to plow them back into growth to keep growing. And when they stop doing that, it implies they're not growing anymore. So that's what Nvidia don't want people to think, that they've gotten so big where, okay, we got to buy back all this stock and we stop growing. They don't want people to think that because they know they're not done yet. They got more to do, right? So that's why Nvidia is not commenting on that. They're not going to get into all of that because they don't want anybody in the market to have any reason to try to stop the stock from growing to what they wanted to grow to. And I don't blame them because you know how we are. These companies, we already got like 38 billion short in the stock already. So that'd be fuel for the fire for the short people who are in short positions on the stock. They don't want that to happen. They don't want that to happen. Nvidia's recent financials show that its ability to generate cash is accelerating. So we talked about the fiscal year numbers, right? We talked about these numbers. Nvidia's net cash provided operating activities soared to 28 billion from 5.6 billion a year prior. That's incredible growth, guys. I mean, it's incredible growth. At the end of the first quarter that ended in April, net cash provided by operating activities was 15.3 billion, already more than half last year's total. Meanwhile, Hung told investors this past week at the annual meeting that Nvidia will remain the gold standard for AI training chips amid concerns that rivals could cut into their market share. He said, no, we ain't worried about no rivals. They can't catch us. Not in the next 3 to 5 years, they can't catch us. They can't catch us. So he said Nvidia will remain the gold standard for AI training chips amid concerns that rivals could cut into their market share. The rollout of Nvidia's Blackwell system later this year will only cement that lead, he said, at the company's annual shareholder meeting on Wednesday. That was last Wednesday. The Blackwell architectural platform will likely be the most successful product in our history and even in the entire computer history. Whew. See, that's the future, guys. That's where we get our bang for our buck right there. When they roll that thing out, and if it does what the CEO believes it can do, on top of what they're already doing, listen to me, guys. You can't stop that. You can't stop it. You can't stop it. So all I'm telling you is this, guys. You figure out what you want to do with this stock. Nobody else can tell you what to do. I can't tell you what to do. I can tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue buying it. So if you're somebody that's watching this live stream, watching this video, and you're saying to yourself, hey, I'm not happy with my financial situation right now. I'd like to figure out a way to take my money and put it in something without me doing anything else and it multiply on its own, where I don't have to do nothing other than just put it in something. I'm gonna ask you to get down to the description box and click on that Mumu link, open up that new Mumu brokerage account, put $100 in there, get yourself 5 free stocks. Put $1,000 in your new Mumu brokerage account, you'll get 15 free stocks. Now, they're not gonna be Nvidia stocks, but they're gonna be stocks of publicly traded companies that Mumu is giving you for free for just trying out their brokerage app. So for someone that says, hey, I'm in a situation where I'm trying to build my wealth, you just got instant wealth. You got 5 free stocks for free, or you get 15 free stocks for free that have values associated with those stocks. Already, you're starting to build wealth by just making that one logical decision. Just saying, guys, if you want to start building wealth, put yourself in the game, and you can get in the game by using that link, the first link in my description box for the Mumu brokerage account. Sign up today, put your money in there, instantly get you these free stocks that are starting to build your net worth, right? And then from there, you'll send me an email through my website, www.richardfain.net. That's my website. That's the second link down in the description box. To make it easier for some of you guys, just go down to the description box and the second link, that's my website address. Send me an email and say, Richard, hey, I'm looking for a way to, multiply my money without me doing anything other than making the decision to buy stock or an ETF. And I opened my Mumu account, I put some money in it. So I know I'm gonna get the free stocks from them just by trying out their brokerage app. I know I'm gonna get those free stocks. But I really like to take advantage of this opportunity you discussed today with Nvidia. I'd really like to take advantage of that. I'd like the opportunity to study it a little more and then make the decision whether it's the right investment to multiply my money down the road based on what you've said. And I will send you the tutorial videos for the Mumu brokerage app. I'll send you the tutorial videos. I'll email them to you. Those tutorial videos are done by the folks at Mumu. So they have investors like you in mind when they make those tutorial videos. It's very simple to understand. It'll walk you through everything you need to know, how to be able to put money in your brokerage account and then execute buying assets. So like I said, get down in the description box, click on that Mumu link, open up that Mumu account today. Certainly go get that free stock and go get that free money, because that's free stock, it's free money. There are no strings attached other than you qualifying by putting $100 or $1,000 in your account. That qualifies you to get the free stock. They don't want people just opening up the brokerage account and not doing anything with it. What's the point of that? There is no point. So if you're not going to use it to build wealth, don't open it. But if you're somebody that's watching this video and saying to yourself, hey, yeah, that makes sense. This company is a great company. It's been around since 1993. They've had a meteoric rise over the last 8 years, from 2016 to 2024. They 12x'd their revenue from 5 billion to 60 billion, right? So in 8 years, they 12x'd their revenue. And then they did 60 billion all of fiscal year 24. And in the first quarter of fiscal year 25, they've already did 26 billion. They did 60 all of last year. First quarter, they already did 26. Projected to do over 100 billion this year. I might want to take a look at that stock, Richard. I might want to buy some of that, because I understand what's happening with the stock right now has nothing to do with the company's performance. It has everything to do with market behavior. Earlier investors taking profits. That's all that is. I'm okay with that. Long as it's not a business performance problem, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with earlier investors taking profits. And if you agree with that synopsis and you think it's a company that might add value to your stock portfolio, or it may add value to your net worth, get down in that description box and click on that Mumu link and let's go to work. Let's go to work. Again, guys, I'm not your financial advisor. I can't tell you what to do. I'm not trying to pretend to be a financial advisor, because I'm not. I'm just a regular person just like you, looking for ways to put my active income into something that will turn it into passive income. That's all I'm trying to do. I don't want to do YouTube videos for the rest of my life. I don't know if you want to do what you do for a living for the rest of your life. I don't. Although I love YouTube and I love making videos and helping you guys out, I don't want to do it when I'm 90 years old. I don't want to be doing it when I'm 80. I don't want to be doing it when I'm 75. I want to be kicked back somewhere enjoying my life, because I'm going to take this active money that I'm earning and I'm going to put it into something like Nvidia that's going to grow my wealth, and then that wealth is going to generate passive income without me doing anything. If you're interested in that type of life-changing, financial, life-changing experience, get down in the description box and click on the Mumu link. Open up the Mumu account so that you're locked and loaded, ready to go to buy paper assets. Send me that email. I'm going to send you all the training material that you need, and you're going to go through that training material and you're going to start executing. And I'm going to ask you to plug into the YouTube channel on a daily basis. Now, if some of you can't plug in on a daily basis, that's okay. When you can plug in, plug in. because this is where you're going to learn. Now, of course, you can go out and do more learning on your own on the internet, and other YouTubers have great channels that give good information as well. But at the end of the day, it's your decision. Nobody can't talk you into anything. You got to make that decision for yourself. I'm not here to convince you. I'm here to I'm here to provide an opportunity. It's up to you whether you want to do it or take advantage of it or not. I can't make that decision for you. What I can tell you though, there ain't nothing that I talk about on my channel when it comes to opportunities, especially in paper assets, that I'm not invested in myself. I'm heavily invested in Nvidia. I'm invested in Tesla. I'm invested in the Magnificent Seven. I'm invested in SPLG. I'm invested in FTEC. These are the 5 things that I talk about on my channel when it comes to paper assets, those 5 things. And I have investments in all of them, guys. So I'm not up here just telling you about something that I don't invest in. No, I'm invested in all of that stuff. I got 75% of my net worth in the stock market now. I'm not saying you got to do that. I'm just telling you that's what I'm doing. You can do whatever you want to do. You don't have to do anything. You can shut this video off and don't do nothing, and that'll be fine. That has nothing to do with me. My job here is to provide information that could potentially help those that want help change something in their financial life. That's it. That's my only thing here on the YouTube channel, and that's what I do every day, 365 days a year. I get on this YouTube channel and I tell people about opportunities that I'm taking advantage of. Whether they want to take advantage or not, that's on them. That's your own personal decision. What I'm telling anybody that's watching this, if you're not happy with your financial situation and the activities that you're doing today are not yielding the results that you want, how do you change that? You got to do different activities. Right? We can all agree on that, right? If I'm over here doing activities that is not giving me what I need financially, I need to change those activities. Definition of insanity would be this: I'm gonna keep doing these activities, same what I've been doing for 10 years. I'm not getting any results that I want, but I'm gonna keep on doing them. That's insanity. That's the definition of insanity. Doing something over and over and over, not getting the results you want, but you keep doing it over and over thinking you're going to get different results. Listen, man, that's insanity. You got your emotional thinking cap on. You got to take that emotional thinking cap off and put on a logical, because logical thinking is going to tell you, Richard, you did that last year and did not get the results you needed. You can't do that again in 24. See, that's what logical thinking does for you. Emotional thinking is, no, I'm going to keep doing it, and at some point it'll turn itself around. That's emotional. Logical is, no, man, cut that. Try these activities. That ain't going to cut it, bro. You got no results in 23 with those activities. You need to change that and do something different if you want better results in 24. See, that's logical. Emotional is, no, I'm going to keep doing it. I don't care what they say. I'm going to keep on doing this. I think at some point it's going to happen. Hey, man, if that's what you want to do with your time and with your life, go ahead. But for those of you that don't, I've already asked you to make a consideration, and that's Mumu and setting up, putting some money in it, and potentially taking a strong look at Nvidia, put it on the short list. And then when you get my blueprint videos, you're going to see my explanation for SPLG, my explanation for FTEC, why I buy the Mag 7, why I've taken a big, large position in Nvidia. You'll get the backdrop on all that when I send you those videos. You can watch them. You can copy my plan, or you can create your own. That's up to you. It ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm just giving you the information just to give you a different perspective. If you want to go out, if you want to look at my perspective and say, no, that ain't the right perspective for me, I'm going to go out here and create my own perspective. That's okay. Do that. I encourage you to do that. I encourage all of you guys to go look at any companies, any ETFs you want. And if it makes sense for you, do something, right? Do something. Because I'm telling you, sitting around hoping something happens is not a game plan. Hoping is not a game plan. That's not a game plan. Oh, golly, I'm just sitting here and I'm just gonna hope. I'm gonna hope. I'm gonna think about it really, really hard every day. I'm gonna sit here and think about it hard, and hopefully it'll happen. No, that y'all know better than that. Nothing will happen by you just sitting here thinking about it. You got to put some action behind it. You got to execute. So if you're willing to do that, then go execute. Go do whatever you got to do in order to get where you need to get to, guys. Nothing is going to be given to us. We know that. If we're going to have anything financial in this life, we're going to have to earn it. We're going to have to get out and earn it. I'm just trying to show you a way that you can take this active income that you're not going to be able to do for the rest. You can't work for the rest of your life. So at some point, the active income gets shut off because you can't work. So my thing is while I'm able to work, I take this active income and I put it in investments that can turn it into passive income. So active income where I got to do something to get the money. I got to do something. I got to give them time and they give me money. I got to give this YouTube channel time and the YouTube channel gives me money. If I don't get on here and do what I enjoy and love doing, I don't make any money from YouTube. I make money from YouTube because I do informative videos that people find interesting and they want to watch them. And when they watch them, YouTube runs commercials and ads on these videos. And I get a cut of that ad revenue, I get a cut of it. I get 55% of it, YouTube keeps 45%. That's income. But I don't get that income if I don't show up and get in front of this camera here. I don't get the income, right? So all I'm saying is at some point, I may not want to show up and get in front of this camera. And at that point, if I don't have no assets over here that can create income for me, I'm stuck like Chuck. I'm stuck like Chuck. That's all I'm telling you. At some point, I'm not going to be able to do YouTube videos. Then how am I going to take care of myself if I ain't got no assets? I'm stuck like Chuck. So while I'm able to make YouTube videos, it's a smart idea to take that money from YouTube, take the money, and then put that money over here in Nvidia, SPLG, FTEC, Mag 7. So it can start growing. So 4 years from now, 5 years from now, when I no longer want to make YouTube videos, I've been 4 or 5 years stacking this cash on top of each other. It's growing. Nvidia done 3x'd itself, 4x'd itself. SPLG done 2x'd itself. Mag 7 done 3x'd itself. Now all of a sudden I got this big old gigantic investment over here ready to turn it on and income can come from it. That's the process, guys. So whatever you're doing over here for your living, I don't care what it is. I don't care if you're a doctor. I don't care if you're a lawyer. I don't care if you're a garbage man. I don't care if you're a school teacher. I don't care if you're a police officer. I don't care if you're in the army. I don't care what you do. You can't do it for the rest of your life. At some point, either you leave voluntarily or they force you to leave. Then what are you going to do if you ain't got no assets? I'm just telling you a question you might want to run by yourself. Then what are you going to do? What will you do if that happens? If you don't have assets? That's a question you got to ask yourself, guys. Only thing I can tell you is when I asked myself that question, I said, I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe my kids take care of me. Maybe Social Security be enough. So at 26 years old, I said, no, I don't want to be in that predicament. I'm going to start buying these assets right now. At 26, I started buying a little bit of money, $150 every 2 weeks. And it just grew. So at 50 years old, I done with banking, left banking, started doing YouTube. The only way I was able to do that is because I had a certain level of assets that protected me and gave me the confidence and the courage to leave a six-figure job in banking. It's the only way I did it. If I had not had those assets that I had built before I left banking, I would have been in banking right now today, still working, doing something that I don't love. I'd still be there right now. Why? Because I got no other choice. I'm going to take care of myself. That's how I was getting paid. Thank God I had assets and I could walk away from that and do something that I really wanted to do and really enjoy doing and really love doing and really have a passion for. But without those assets, I never would be in front of this YouTube camera, not full time, not like I'm doing today. I might have had it as a little hobby thing where I did it on my, okay, I'm off from work, let me do a little bit. I may do it that way, but I couldn't have done full-time banking and full-time, no, I couldn't have done it. The only way I was able to do my dream job, my dream career, is I had assets. Now, at some point, I'm not gonna wanna do this dream job. I'm gonna wanna go kick back and play with the grandkids and enjoy life without having to worry about getting up, getting in front of a camera, worrying about concepts, nothing. At some point in the future, I'm gonna want that different lifestyle. And if I don't get these assets where I need to get them, I'm not gonna be able to do that. Not the way I wanna do it. I have a certain idea of what my lifestyle is gonna be when I get in the golden years. And in order to pay for that lifestyle, I need more assets. Because I want a great lifestyle that I want, and then I want to be able to pass on generational wealth to my children. In order to accomplish both, I gotta be in stuff like Nvidia. I gotta be in the market. Because I know if I pick the right investments, I can substantially increase and level up my net worth without me doing anything other than making an investment every month. And that's the goal. So if that makes sense to you, and you're in that same type of predicament where you're saying, no, I make good money, but I know I'm not going to be able to trade this time for money for the rest of my life, I really need to start planning. I really need to exponentially grow my net worth over these next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, so that I have choices, I can control my time, and I have freedom to do the things that I really want to do. If that makes sense to you, then like I said, you gotta come up with a game plan. I just walk you through my game plan. So if you're interested in my game plan and building assets through paper assets, get down in the description box and click on the Mumu link. Open up that Mumu account today. Put your $100 in there and get your 5 free stocks. That starts it right there, guys. Boom, instantly. You've never owned paper assets before, now you got 5 of them. You put $1,000 in there, instantly. You've never owned paper assets before, now you got 15 of them. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna follow a simple blueprint. If you want to, or create your own blueprint. But here's the simple blueprint. You're gonna decide how much money you can invest every month, and you're just gonna put it in these assets. Discipline yourself, consistency, and patience. Every single month, you're gonna peel off that money and put it in these assets and wait. And just wait every month, every year, and just wait. And as they start growing in value, compounding on top of each other, you're gonna start to see something that takes place. And I like to call it the 8th wonder of the world. You guys ever heard of the phrase, the 7 wonders of the world? This is the 8th wonder of the world, and they call it compound. Compounding, whether it be compounding interest or compounding effect of the stock market. Compounding is the 8th wonder of the world. That's where I put some money in something that grows. Let's say I put my money in Nvidia. I put $5,000 in Nvidia, right? I put that in today. And then in 3 months, when Nvidia comes out with its second quarter earnings, Nvidia grew its revenue by 100%. By them growing that revenue by 100%, let's say also they grew profitability by 50%. What does that do to Nvidia's company with that type of growth? It makes the company more valuable. So what happens when companies has profit? Typically, the stock price goes up. So my $5,000 that I put in 3 months earlier grew because the company grew. So my 5,000 grows. Every time this company does that over and over and over, year after year, guess what happens? My money keeps growing. So if they experience success, I experience success because I'm an owner of the company. I'm a little bitty ant size owner, but I'm an owner. I'm an owner. This is what I'm telling you guys. You got to be able to take your money and put it in things that you become an owner of so you can participate in the upside. You can participate in the growth. Now, don't get me wrong. You participate in the downside as well. That's why it's very important that you pick companies with a historical track record of upside, not a historical track record of downside. Historical track record of upside. If you do that, you put yourself in a position to win and win big. That's what I've been doing for 30 years. I put myself in a position where I invest in companies that have more upside than they have downside. That's what I do. I believe Nvidia has more upside than it has downside. You have to figure that one out. You have to look at that and figure out what you think about that. I can't make that decision for you. All I can do is present you with the opportunity. You have to pull the trigger on it if it's right for you. So like I said, get down in the description box, guys. Click on that Mumu link. Open up that Mumu account today. Go get that free stock. Go get that free money. Hit me up on my website with an email letting me know you've opened it, you funded it, and I'm going to send you all of that training material so you can get off to a good start. Also, join the Private Mentorship Club if you want to communicate with me and ask me more questions. If you want to be a part of our live streams that we do on the Private Mentorship Club, we got one tonight at 8 p.m. Q&A. So if you want to be a part of that, join the Private Mentorship group. And I'll be sending out the link at 7 p.m. Eastern time today on the Private Mentorship web platform. I'll be sending that out to everybody to join that Q&A tonight at 8 o'clock. We have it every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and it's on delay, but it's only for, you know, the club members are the only ones that can ask questions and do all of that stuff. Nobody else can. And again, that's the only place I'm mentoring. So if you got more questions around this paper assets thing, if you got more questions about other ways to build wealth through real estate investing, building a business, side hustles, and you want to talk to me one-on-one, you got to do it through the Private Mentorship Club, guys. Right? If not, I'll see you on the YouTube channel. You can just do that and figure it out on your own once you get the information. If that's the way you want to do it, that's okay too. Watch the YouTube videos and figure it out on your own. But if you need me to help you figure it out, you got to go through the Private Mentorship Club. That's the only place I'm helping people figure that out, through the Private Mentorship Club, right? So thank y'all, man. Appreciate y'all for locking in and hanging in. I know my little raggedy internet messed up a little bit. Where I'm at here. Yeah, I know my little raggedy internet messed up. I'm going to go ahead and edit that out, post. Once this thing download, I'm going to edit it out on the YouTube page. Boy, that little raggedy internet of mine, I got to do something about this, man. But I'm a procrastinator like that. I hate dealing with that kind of stuff. But I'm going to have to, because I can't do this every other day with this raggedy internet. But appreciate y'all locking in and staying in there with me, man. Hopefully this information gave you a little bit better understanding of why the yo-yo with Nvidia, what's causing the yo-yo. And hopefully I shared it a little bit more perspective, at least from an expert. I like that perspective. It was a good perspective. And I'll see you guys back here tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. We're going to talk about real estate tomorrow, specifically the housing market and what's happening. It's some crazy stuff happening with rates. And I need to run this by y'all because some of y'all might be affected. So we'll do that tomorrow on the Tuesday morning live stream. We'll talk about these interest rates and what's happening that might cause some catastrophic events in the housing market. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. Appreciate y'all, man. Like I said, lock it in with a thumbs up before you get out of here. Make sure you get down in the description box and hit all the links. Make sure you get the Instagram link. Follow me on Instagram. That link's down there too. Richard Fame Millionaire Mentor Instagram page down in the description box. Give me a follow. We're trying to get this new Instagram page up where we had the old one. So if I can get you guys to help me with that, I really would appreciate it. And again, guys, have a wonderful day. Do something nice for yourself. Make sure you do something nice for somebody else. Thoughts become things. See it in your mind. Hold it in your hands. You guys keep chasing your greatness. Never stop believing in yourself. Stay healthy. Get wealthy. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.